Still Mills, what's the dizzle, man? Peep game, Brody. Man, man, it pisses me. I gotta do a whole new video. But pretty much I heard a narrative, man, and this narrative is now Mexicans are ducking black fighters because Canelo allegedly. You have a point with Andrade. You can make that argument. You have a better argument with that, but he's ducked, because he's ducked Andrade and Jamal Charlo. Mexicans abroad are ducking black fighters. You dudes, I'm not opposed to blacks uplifting themselves and self-preservation and self-motivation and putting your people before everybody. I love it. I think that's dope. But the real vague sense of nationalism is just something I really take issue with, man, because a lot of you people, when it suits you, it's time to be for the black man. Y'all won't do no critical and extensive study outside of social media. And if somebody on social media is speaking too black, you'll go out of your way to kind of separate yourself from them so you don't seem as if you're going to kind of go against the power structure. If we want to be about empowerment, let's be about it. 150%. 150%. Don't just be about that shit in a sports realm. Don't just be about it when it suits you. Bang that shit. Bang that shit. I bang as hard as I can because I feel I owe my people that due to the fact that, my wife is Latina. I have to show them that much I have to show them that much more that it's hard to do. It's a contradiction to a lot of them. But, that's just a contradiction I'm going to have to take to my grave. I met my wife before I came into the ideologies I formed later on in life. So there's nothing that I'm willing to do about that. There's nothing I can do about that. Morally, I can't. And I never will unless we just fall apart. But I bang that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm real cutthroat even with other Latinos. I don't bang for other, for other Latinos. I don't. I don't. I don't speak on their issues. I don't speak on their plight. I speak on our plight. If we're going to be about it, let's be about it. A lot of you dudes, all of my books are Afro-centered books. All my literature. Blood in my eyes. Die nigga die. Irritated genie. Red to the earth. Black skin, white masks. Autobiography of Malcolm X. Autobiography of Assata Shakur. Soul on Ice. They came before Columbus. That's just a few about black power politics. That's just a few of of the books that I have in my library. And I sit down at a table and I read. I dedicate an hour to 2 hours of reading these books to gain a certain level of knowledge and intellect on what it is that we're up against from a societal standpoint. I love my people, not just from a boxing paradigm. So if we're gonna bang this, bang this shit. The really vague level of nationalism that I'm starting to see with a lot of you cats is really kind of disgusting because y'all don't know when to reference it. A lot of you cats are new to this sport because you're here because Young Pharaoh made an outlandish accusation in Tyson Fury cheating. And there has yet to be any definitive proof proving it. It's just really getting sickening, man. It's really getting sickening. Do not talk about don't talk to me about Mexicans ducking black fighters when black fighters are ducking other black fighters as well. We got to stay on the even playing field. We're African people. We move in a sense of truth. We don't need to hide behind any smoke and mirrors. Don't talk to me about Canelo ducking a Jamal Charlo when Jamal Charlo has said out of his mouth, I'm not fighting a Demetrius Andrade, after he said it's unification season. After he beat his biggest step up fight was with a contender in Derevianchenko. Good win. I won't peel back the layers and talk about how he was fresh off of a war with goddamn Gennady Golovkin. I won't do that because that diminishes his win. I won't do that. That was a solid win. But why won't you go and fight Demetrius Andrade, who's clearly been calling you out? Like, what are we doing here, man? Don't talk to me about Ryan Garcia is allegedly ducking Devin Haney. Me personally, I don't think he should fight Devin Haney right now because I don't think he's ready for Devin Haney right now. But in the sense of him not fighting Devin Haney in the now, who was he finna fight? Javier Fortuna. Is he or is he not black? Oh, he's not a black American. Oh, he's not black American. Oh, all right. I didn't know you needed to be American to be black, but whatever. Don't talk to me about Gervonta Davis if you're not going to talk about Gervonta Davis pulling up fighters from lower divisions and clearly ducking Tevin Farmer and Vasily Lomachenko. And how you niggas are when it comes to European fighters. Devin Haney, I ain't forgot about the I'll never let a white boy beat me shit. I ain't letting no, I mean, man, B-Hop said the same shit and lost to Kawasaki. Like, what are we doing here, man? Gervonta Davis said last year on a podcast I could possibly look forward to a Lomachenko fight in 2022. He'll be 35. If I'm not mistaken. He'll be 35 in 2022. 30 fucking 5 in 2022. Do y'all see how outrageous that sounds? I'll possibly fight him in 2022. Why not fight him now? And y'all are so arrogant, like y'all just can't. The likelihood of a skilled European who can stand the test of time and we can go down as one of the greats is just it doesn't register with y'all. So why wouldn't you get him now? Why wouldn't you prove everybody wrong now and say, man, this nigga can't fuck with me. Let me go handle this. Let me go get this light work real quick. Let me go beat this nigga ass real quick. Why? Like, why? You dudes is a trip. Like, for real. Like, Terrence Crawford. We talk about Bud. Even though I understand his situation, but if Bud wasn't who he was, niggas would be trying to call what he's doing with Virgil Ortiz a duck. Me personally, I will understand why people would say that. I think it's a duck? No. No, because he's on the greener pastures. Sean Porter, Virgil Ortiz. And you looking to get a fight, a unification, a possible undisputed match with Spence, I'm going over here. So I understand it. I understand it. I understand it. But in some people's face, you can say that's a duck. Why is that not getting reported on? I'm saying somebody said something about Jaime Munguia ducking the Demetrius Andrade. Like, he's ducking black fighters. He just stopped Toriano Johnson. Like, come on. Like, if we're going to be about black nationalism, let's be about it. Let's be about it. Black people extend further past your fucking reality. They extend past your hood, bro. There's more black people out. Like, come on, man. Y'all know what the term diaspora means, right? Like, we got to get out of this, I'm seeing niggas get real arrogant and real goofy in their thinking. And it fucks with their realm of reality. And it's sad. It's really sad. It's really sad. Because in one sense, it's like, yo, I want to You know, I want our people to exceed, which is cool, but who do you want them to succeed against? Like, you should just want them to succeed. I've seen people say, oh man, Charlo shouldn't fight Andrade. You shouldn't be fighting the brothers like that. Why? They're two great fighters, right? Why does it have to be something like, why in the now does it have to be we can't fight each other? If we're trying to, like, what the fuck? Michael Jordan, you think when he went at Clyde Drexler, they was comparing the two? You think he ain't trying to go at that man's jugular? He was supposed to do that. So Andrade and Charlo aren't supposed to fight each other because they're like, come on, man. This shit is just getting ridiculous, man. And it's really a bleak sense of nationalism that these cats are trying to trying to, ingratiate themselves in, which is cool because that could turn into somebody being, becoming pivotal in their community and a historian and a scholar and really being front line for our people, whatever you consider front line. But we still have to operate within certain, parameters of reality. And it's just not realistic what a lot of you dudes is saying. Like, it's really getting ridiculous. Disgusting, actually. I go on a lot of these forums, and I've seen niggas have called motherfuckers coons because they're not fans of Wilder. Niggas is talking about how terrible of a boxer Wilder is, and man, yo, you a coon. You a coon. You a coon. I'm a coon because I understand what it means to be a solid, fundamentally sound fighter. So I'm the coon. I'm burnt the fuck out. I'm the coon. I'm the, if you was gonna call me a coon, it would be more plausible to call me that because of who my wife is. That would be more plausible, not because I'm saying Wilder. I'm just not a fan of Wilder, and so and so would beat him. And Tyson Fury didn't cheat. Y'all got a lot of maturing to do, man, and it's just really getting ridiculous, man. It's really getting ridiculous. If we gonna hold Mexicans to certain standards or whatever, hold us to that same standard. There's no reason why Jamar Charlo as a champion should have a step-up fight with a Sergey Derevianchenko. A step-up fight as a champion. Understand that a step-up fight as a champion. And he's pulled up multiple fighters from 154. There's no reason why Demetrius Andrade should not have had, as a champion, you're just now taking a step-up fight with a top 10 middleweight. These things have to be taken into consideration, man. Everybody wants to, the Canelo drag. Everybody wants to be where Canelo. Give him a shot. Give him a shot. Give him a shot. They're not putting in the same work that Canelo is, bro. Canelo, this next month, will be on his second fight of the year. Charlo hasn't fought at all, and we don't even know who he's fighting next. Y'all gonna let that sink in. Canelo will be on his second fight this year as the face of the sport. Charlo isn't even on his first fight this year. He hasn't fought since September. And we don't know who he's fighting next. But Charlo deserves no scrutiny. Yikes. I don't know what to say with a lot of you cats, man. It's really getting disturbing, man. It's cool to be for your people, man, but you still have to operate within a realm of reality. Feeling does not supersede reality, bro. Belief does not supersede reality. And the reality of shit is, you have an argument with Canelo and Andrade. You have an argument there. You have an argument. Canelo, Charlo, you don't. Not to mention the multiple black fighters that Canelo has fought. And that's another thing I see with the niggas talk. Oh, he lost to Floyd. They like, who hasn't lost to Floyd? Last time I checked, he was undefeated. So now, because Canelo is in the position that he's in, is that much more bigger of a deal that he lost to Floyd? When everybody literally has lost to Floyd, except the nigga in the Olympics. It's just getting ridiculous, man. It's just, you know, it's just excuse after excuse. Oh, he got a gift against Golovkin. He got a gift against Lara. Those were close fights. Those were close fights. Stop watching Young Pharaoh. Don't stop watching Young Pharaoh. Continue to watch Young Pharaoh. You know, that's an intelligent brother. You know, he's an historian in his own right. I know he came up under Charlo and Andrade. A lot of you niggas who, you know, y'all, if you don't know who Charlo and Andrade is, but you know who Young Pharaoh is, that's a problem. We won't get into that though. Continue to watch Pharaoh. Continue to watch him. Continue to watch him. Smart black man. But if you're gonna merge into boxing, in the sport, you're gonna have to learn how to operate within a certain realm of reality. Racism is prevalent in boxing, but you know, it's prevalent in any form of black life. Anywhere where there's black people involved, there's going to be some sort of bigotry there. I mean, shit, I won't even go into that. No, I will. There's events going on in Russia when people are walking around with the, you know, with the what they call that, the whole mammy get up, the big lips and the wide nose and just really, really dark skin and the wide hips, but it's a costume, literally. And is extraordinarily disrespectful. It's extraordinarily disrespectful. So anywhere you know, anytime you're talking about black people, is going to be some sort of insidiousness there in regards to who we are. So you can't ignore it, but you're going to have to know when to. All right, now that's clear as day. Or even on an overt scale. Oh yeah, you know, you look for people's wording. You look for certain phrases that they use. You just, you know, you pick up on certain languages that people use when they're trying to be, you know, undermining little bastards. You know what I'm saying? You pick up on certain, like, what you mean by that? There's certain code words and dog whistles that they'll use to, you know, when they're trying to, you know, pander to a certain demographic of people who they know what they're talking about. It means to be demeaning towards us and disrespectful towards us. That's when you speak on it. But when we're talking about Canelo and all that, there's nothing that tells me Canelo is ducking black fighters and Mexicans are ducking black fighters when Canelo just 2 or 3 fights ago fought the third best man in the division, who was far more qualified than Charlo and Andrade and Danny Jacobs. Danny Jacobs was far more accomplished as a fighter than Charlo and Andrade, and he took him to school. Lara, great fight. Learned a lot from the Lara fight. Beating Austin Trout. These are credible wins, bro. Like James Kirkland. What are we doing? What are we doing? And even then, he just said in the interview not like a month or so ago, the Charlo fight has to happen. One of them niggas. So don't talk to me about Mexicans are now, that's the new narrative that people are going to run with. And that, you know, that's what's so dangerous about these YouTube platforms. It's going to, you know, when you voice something, not even just on an individual scale, when you formed a conglomerate of people and y'all push a narrative and people are, you know, new to this, they're impressionable. So what you say, they are going to gravitate towards, especially if they're coming to it in a sense, you know, under the guise of Deontay Wilder was cheated by Tyson Fury. You're gonna come in like, oh, bro, boxing is this and that, the third. Yeah, I'm seeing it. Everybody's against us. Everybody is against us. But like I said, you have to look at it in certain paradigms. Canelo is not, that's just not it. Jaime Munguia, that's just not it. Ryan Garcia, that's just not it. Teofimo Lopez, they've been saying the same thing about him and Devin Haney as well. He follows up, he's not Mexican, but he follows up, he's Latino. Mestizo. I gotta stop using Latino. But he's a mestizo. He follows up under that as well. He ducking Devin Haney, he ducking Devin Haney. Let's hold our own accountable. Let's hold our own accountable. When Gervonta Davis gets out of this mess that he is and that he's in, and I hope that he gets out of it, let's get to the big fights. Charlo and Andrade, y'all got unfinished business. Y'all do. Y'all got unfinished business. Y'all go handle that. Let's get our house in order. And if we're going to be about it, let's be all the way about it. Peace.